remarks coming out as a result of this non-indictment of Hillary Clinton. This is Sean Parnell, co-founder of American Warrior Initiative. He says it's official. We're a banana republic, one where high-ranking officials aren't subject to the law. Harry Shearer, again, by no means a right-wing Republican, he's a left-winger. He says there's a great recommendation for president, quote, extremely careless. And again, that's what FBI Director Comey said, that she was, quote, extremely careless with national security material. In 8 cases, top secret classified material, she was, quote, extremely careless, and yet somehow that doesn't equate to negligence. We talk about precedent. I mean, Comey alluded to it. He said, listen, some people in the past, some people in the future, to paraphrase him, you know, they will face punishment for the exact same thing that Hillary Clinton did. But Hillary Clinton won't. What's the only determination? What's the only conclusion you can draw for that? Well, it's the fact that Hillary Clinton is above the law. But we go back to December 1996. John Deutsch resigned from the FBI after it was discovered that he had stored highly classified documents on his home computer, which was connected to the internet. After a criminal investigation, Deutsch agreed to plead guilty to a misdemeanor and pay a $5,000 fine. But wait for it, how did he get off? Before the prosecutors could file the papers in federal court, President Bill Clinton pardoned him on his last day in office. So again, the exact same scenario, mishandling classified documents on his home computer. He was guilty. He had to plead guilty to a misdemeanor and pay a $5,000 fine. He was pardoned by President Bill Clinton. David Petraeus. Again, this is an ABC News report from when this happened. Petraeus has entered into an agreement with federal prosecutors in which he would plead guilty to a misdemeanor charge for mishandling classified information. The charge, unauthorized removal and retention of classified material, stems in part from documents the former director allegedly provided to his mistress. So again, in fact, he was up for a higher degree charge before he pled guilty to a misdemeanor. The fact is that he had to plead guilty because he was mishandling classified information. Here's another example. This is on the FBI's own website from less than a year ago, July 29, 2015. Folsom Naval Reservist is sentenced after pleading guilty to unauthorized removal and retention of classified materials. This is Brian H. Nishimura, who pleaded guilty to unauthorized removal and retention of classified materials. U.S. Magistrate Judge Kendall J. Newman immediately sentenced Nishimura to 2 years of probation, a $7,500 fine, and forfeiture of personal media containing classified materials. Nishimura was further ordered to surrender any currently held security clearance and to never again seek such a clearance. So his security clearance was completely revoked. He could never seek it again. And yet Hillary Clinton, who did exactly the same thing, is going to have the highest security clearance imaginable for that position if she becomes president. Again, this article from the FBI's own website, Sacramento Division, continues. According to court documents, Nishimura was a naval reservist deployed in Afghanistan in 2007 and 2008. In his role as a regional engineer for the U.S. military in Afghanistan, Nishimura had access to classified briefings and digital records that could only be retained and viewed on authorized government computers. Nishimura, however, caused the materials to be downloaded and stored on his personal, unclassified electronic devices and storage media. He carried such classified materials on his unauthorized media when he traveled off base in Afghanistan and ultimately carried those materials back to the United States at the end of his deployment, just as Hillary Clinton was sending those emails when she was in Russia and China. So you see, again, in this case, it was not a deliberate intent, to give out classified materials to hostile powers, to foreign powers or hostile agents. It was merely the fact that he mishandled the classified information. He was sentenced. $7,500 fine, 2 years of probation. The exact same scenario, but his last name was not Clinton. And that's the standard right now for being above the law.
Joe Biggs here with Infowars.com with an extremely important message. You're probably asking yourself right now, what's the most important phrase in America right now? Well, it happens to be Hillary for prison. Get your Hillary for prison t-shirt today at the Infowars store for $9.95. That's half of what it used to be at $19.95. Why do you want to get this? Why should you buy this for you and your friends and family? Because number one, it's a great conversation starter. And number two, hell, you get to trigger a whole lot of crazy liberal commie bastards. And that's what I like to do. And maybe you're just at work right now and it's Casual Shirt Friday and one of your hipster buddies walks in with a Hillary Clinton shirt saying I'm with her. Negative. This is what you're going to do. You're going to stand up and go, ah, Hillary for prison! Benghazi!
What difference at this point does it make?
Go to InfoWarsStore.com and get your Hillary for Prison shirt today for $9.95 and trigger more assholes like him.